There are so many reasons I believe it's important to become a homeowner, but today I just want to talk about one. And that one reason is a long-term sense of security. Right now you might be young, and so moving every couple years when your rent goes up or when your landlord decides they need to sell the house so you need to go, that might not be an issue for you now. But as you grow older, every time you have to move gets harder and harder and more expensive. And sometimes as you get older, your income doesn't grow with you. Sometimes you are on a fixed income and that becomes a problem. Every time you move, it costs more money to do so. You risk damaging or losing your things. It becomes more physically challenging to actually move your things to a new property. And sometimes the inventory just isn't there. So sometimes you're actually having to move further and further away from where you want to be just because either the prices have gone up so much or you just can't afford to live in that area anymore. One example of how these price increases over time can impact you is that the rent prices back in 2010 were about $1,000. Fast forward to now in 2023, it's about $2,100. So those rent prices have literally doubled since 2010. And if you're on a fixed income, what are you supposed to do? Your income is not growing as fast as the cost of living is growing. But if you were to purchase a home with a fixed interest rate, the cost of your housing will be very stable. The reason I'm talking about this right now is because recently somebody very close to me has gone through this same exact scenario. They have a very fixed income, very low income, and it's not getting any bigger. They are out of the workforce at this point, so their income is stable, but it's not growing. They're not able to keep up with the cost of housing. They did have a rental that they were able to afford, but their landlord decided that they were selling the property. And so now they need to find somewhere else to live. This is like the fourth move in the last couple years, and every single time it just gets harder and harder to not only afford the move, but physically to move their things. Again, when you're young, you're probably not thinking about these things, but I do want you to take this into consideration and think about where you'll be living once you're older and that income can't grow anymore. Will you have the security that you need, or are you going to end up like the person I'm talking about, having to move every couple years? My advice to you is to not put your future and your stability in the hands of a landlord. I didn't even mention the amount your net worth will grow over time by owning real estate.